guys, it's me Narelle here, and welcome back to a new video. This video is going to be a tutorial video on how I color hair with the lovely thing called alcohol markers. I got requested to do this by my subscriber, Sour Orange, so I'm like, I got you fam. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this video because the more I talk, the more I won't shut up. So let's get into step one of how I go about my hair coloring. So of course, the first step is to decide what color you're going to use for your hair. So for my drawing specifically, I'm going to use blue. So I took out all of my blues in the Hoo marker range that I have and narrowed it down to just 3 colors. 3 colors is all I use. I don't use 50 markers. I use 3. So the 3 colors I chose was pastel blue, cerulean blue, and royal blue. And as you can see by the swatch card, because you cannot forget about them swatches, these 3 colors, they're not close in shades as some people would have liked, but I feel like if you get 3 different colors that are not close in shades but can be blended, that is the way to go, hunty. Because if you have colors that are too close, you're not going to get the tonal difference that you want. So this is just how I go about it. So my pastel blue is my base color. My cerulean blue is the first shade, and the royal blue is the second shade. So these are all the markers I'm going to be using for my drawing. So now we're going to apply all the colors into a drawing. So this is the drawing I've chosen to do for this video. I colored everything but the hair off camera because how I actually do color my images, the hair is always the last thing I do, always. My first step of how I color is to use the first shade to start. I always layer on my shades before I put my lighter tones. A lot of people always do light to dark, but with my hair I do middle dark light. That's how I go. So I'm gonna put these 2 markers down, uncap the marker, and yeah, so for right here, these bottom halves of the hair, I fully color in with this color because they're dark. They're under things, so they're not going to have light shining, so they're just going to be a big dark mass of blue. Up to the top hair, I always turn my drawing like this because if a hair piece is curving like that, you want to get the flow of the hair. As you can see, I do not have any inside lines showing me where to go because I do that with my coloring, so less is more in this case. So what I want to do is just follow the line with the marker. And by turning your page, you can always get the curve that you want. If you like coloring all right side up, you know, go ahead by all means. But I find that this is a lot easier. I'm gonna keep doing this until eventually your bottom half of the hair is fully done. I'm trying to keep everything kind of real time for you guys so you guys can see that everything that I'm doing is not as, you know, tricky as it may seem. So if you guys like this sort of thing, I will try to do it a lot more. So yeah, so now that the bottom bangs are filled in, the thing about the sides is I always make a line here to kind of separate because I like leaving a part of these bottom bangs just filled in completely with the color I'm using, because it gives it a nice difference, because highlight is a good thing, but having too much of it gets really boring real fast. Now that we're at the top part, I always just go in ham with the blue. I go in ham. It doesn't matter if it's blue, black, green, or yellow. I go ham because I want the top part of the hair to be fully this color. So just go ham with your coloring. Go ham, hunty, until you get a majority of the top part of the hair filled. All right. So now what you're gonna do is do the same thing you did at the bottom, but at the top. So what I'm gonna do, it's kind of tricky to do it both ways, but I'm gonna try. But you just bring it down. Just bring it down. And sometimes you're gonna have to move the paper, you know, every which way to kind of get what you want, but it's okay. I'm halfway tempted to just leave, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes I do kind of second guess myself where I put my shadows, because sometimes I am like, you know, maybe it should have been elsewhere, but it all comes with practice. Alright, so that is how I laid my first shade. Again, it may not look the prettiest, but once you layer on your other colors, it's going to look a lot better. So I'm going to grab my darker shade, which is royal blue, and I'm going to repeat pretty much what I did down here. So once you kind of got your groundwork, you go over what you pretty much did. So I'm going to go in with darker color blue, go over the blue I laid here. And a lot of people may be like, oh, well, Narelle, what was the point of you putting that there if it's going to get covered up? It's all about building your layers. Because how boring would it be if you just put that one color blue there and everything else has a different color under it, and that's just one color? You know, it's all about matching, you know, it's all about, you know, making everything look nice. if I could say it that way. When it comes to doing your top part, what I always do is you want to lay the darker shade around the lines, but don't completely go over the lines with the color, because you're not going to see the other color under it. So what I'm going to do is start here, but then kind of go around it so you can see the color under it. And even if you do cover it up by accident, after you put the lighter color over this color, you can use that second base and go back over where it's missing. So I highly have to say that my way of coloring is very repetitive, which is a good thing. I don't think, you know, having a way of coloring that's different every time is good for you, because you have to remember your basics. Just like the basics of art, you have to remember, oh hey, that's how I did that part, so maybe I need to do the other part the same way. If you do something enough times in your mind, you're naturally going to remember it. So that's the reason why I always recommend people to start off simple. Just because your favorite artist adds 10,000 colors to a single strand of hair does not mean you have to do the same thing. It's just that they're comfortable with the colors. They understand how they work. So with their knowledge, they can apply that and not be so intimidated with the execution. But for all of you guys who are just starting out, find a way to color something simple. And then you build upon the way, you do something, because that's just how it works. Simple is not a bad thing. Some people just pan out simple artists, as a bad light because you're not doing anything more to elevate your skills. But being simple is sometimes better than being more detail oriented. Alrighty guys, so I pretty much finished the darker layer, and you can kind of see the effect that I'm giving. As I told you before I laid everything down, you want to go around what you laid down so you still can see that color underneath it, and it gives it a really cool effect. So what we're going to do is take the lightest color, which is the fun part, because you're pretty much like, yes, auntie, we're almost done. So yeah, you're going to take this color and simply just color over top of it. Color over top of it. Doesn't matter how you go about it, just color over top of these colors. And this color I use all the time, like I say, so it may not be as pigmented as it once is, because I love this color a lot. Alright. And like I said, you can go back over with your second base color and push it back in there to make sure you can see it. This is what I do half the time, because I kind of cover it up a lot. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much it for how I do hair. So I'm going to add the finishing touches, which is a jelly roll pen, because this is cute and all, but you have to add some spice in your life. So I'm going to add all the jelly roll, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. I added some shinies to the hair, to the eyes, and I added some little diamonds here to the background so he won't look plain. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I pretty much left in all my real-time footage that I wanted to add, because a lot of you guys like my real-time videos. So if you want real-time, I gave it to you, hunty. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like, comment down what you think below, and if there's any other tutorials that you want me to do that I haven't done, let me know. I've done how to draw guys. I don't know about how to draw girls. I'm not good at my women yet to be confident to do a tutorial, but if that's what you want, let me know. But anyways, I'm just gonna sign off. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.